Welcome back, fam. This is Chris with F4YT. I know you're having a wonderful day. We're back with another Divine Alignment Light Code message. And I know you've been taking care of yourself, learning as much as you can about, who you are, why you're here on the planet at this time. We're back continuing our presentation series when it comes to these 7 Hermetic principles, just covering the basics, right? This is not meant to be comprehensive, but it's just to get, just give you some working knowledge, some additional tools to put in your toolbox to get you going on your hero's journey, okay? Because I care about you that much, all right? And also to give you some references, so along your path you'll be able to do your own research, right? Figure out what works, what doesn't work, and also, and once you figure out your own sweet spot, you'll be able to pass your information on to other people that need a little help too, okay? That's what we're here for, right? So if you're new to the channel, you know what I'm saying, it's all about, leaving no stone unturned. We all been lied to on a mass level. So it's all about having some kind of continuity, you know what I'm saying? Teamwork make the dream works, right? And right now you received a call from the universe, or you wouldn't be viewing this presentation right now. So the universe, been lining up the right people, placing an event to support your growth, and you really want to go to the next level on your hero's journey. We all have our own unique purpose and mission that we have to fulfill. But, once we know better, we're going to do better. And what's going to happen is the universe going to line you up with people such as myself, sharing their true ups and downs, not, not reading from a book or a script, but they actually sharing their true experiences with you, and also lining you up with the references, certain references that help them, basically kind of tie their experiences up, together. You know what I'm saying? So that would kind of happen to me. So, you're going to meet people like myself sharing the true ups and downs, basically things that work, things that don't work, and also the tools that help me, level up or make sense of the overall madness, okay? So, like these books here, these 7 Hermetic principles, like I'm, sharing my own personal takeaways, okay? But let me go ahead and mention these references early while we're talking about them. But we got the Emerald Tablets of Thought, the Atlantean by Doriel Books, the Emerald Tablets of Thought, the Atlantean by Doriel Books. We also have the Secret Teachings of the Ages by Manly P. Hall, the Secret Teachings of the Ages by Manly P. Hall. Okay, and lastly here we have the Emerald Tablets of Hermes and the Kabbalion. The Emerald Tablets of Hermes and the Kabbalion. All right, you see this color green? This is the heart chakra here. We've been tying a lot of colors, been tying a lot of sacred geometry and a lot of things together, piece by piece, so I don't overwhelm you with one big old bowl of stuff, right? So if you've been paying attention, everything's been very intentional, and I want to give you, just little bits and pieces so it can make sense. So by now you can see how everything kind of ties together. You can see the sacred geometry and everything, and the universe love to leave clues when you're open to receive, and you use your spiritual eyes instead of them 2 eyes that you have on your face, okay? But trust your heart, okay? And trust your intuition, your own inner voice, your own energy, so it can make sense to you. All right, so I'm just one of the divine messengers, just sharing my own experiences with you, but please do your research, okay? So this is not no religion. This is all about us sharing our own experiences so we can, help lift each other up instead of tearing people down, and also increase the overall energy, frequency, and vibration of the planet. All right, and just share, share those good vibes, since we're talking about vibration. All right, so long story short, the way I like to roll, guys, Earth is a school. It's all about unity consciousness, messages from the universal source within you, because you are your own universe. We all interconnected, right? So I'm just a reflection of you, different time and space, right? So it's time for each and every one of us to take full responsibility and accountability for all of our actions. We can no longer blame people outside of us for the things that are happening in our reality, okay? So at some point we gotta start taking responsibility and say, hey, what can I do better the next time to prevent these things from happening? What are some things that I can stop eating or drinking that can actually bring me into better health, right? Increase my overall energetic balance level and bring me into a better homeostasis state with my body, because your body is your temple of the divine, right? That's how you can connect to your Wi-Fi. All right, so we know Earth is a school. Long story short, All right, it's all about tying everything together. You know, you're going to be building a connection with nature, your intuition. All right, you're going to meet people like myself just sharing their experiences, right? You're going to make a lot of mistakes, but the mistakes going to give you the knowledge, the experience, and also it's going to make you wise, right? And you're going to be a better person each and every day. So when you know better, you're going to do better, okay? So sometimes you got to bump your head, scrape your knee a couple times before you realize, like, hey, you know, maybe I shouldn't do it this way, right? And that's what it's all about. And as you level up on your hero journey and tap into your own individual Christ consciousness, not somebody outside of you, right? Your own individual connection with the divine, right? You're going to start, the universe going to start lining you up with people that are going to need your assistance, okay? So that's kind of how it works. It's a give and take kind of deal, not a take and give. I hope that makes sense. So sometimes, you know, you may be on the receiving end, but you have to give and take. That's the nature of the universe, okay? Ebb and flow. So the way I like to roll is I like to give you my key points and my takeaways. I'm going to get you guys out of here. I'm not going to keep you long, okay? So we are in a holographic universe in the mind of the all here having this human experience. So we are a spiritual being having this human experience, you know what I'm saying? So we come through the portal of our mother here, you know, to get that knowledge. And then with that knowledge, we're gonna take some action, right, to get that experience, see what works, what doesn't work, and then through that experience, gonna make us wise, right? And so, and through that overall process, you're gonna gain your overall enlightenment and knowledge of self. But it's all about tapping into your heart chakra and being in that present moment. Because remember, the past, present, and future is all happening right now. So the things you're doing right now, you know, just viewing this presentation, or just, you know, just getting you a couple takeaways and then just putting them to practice, right? But that's what it's all about. So it's all about being very intentional. So the universe is going to mirror your intent. So what do you intend to do with your life from this day forward? If the universe mirrors your intent, are you going to lift people up, or are you going to tear people down and distract them? So it's pretty simple. All right. So when you tap into the divine within you, okay, you're going to tie in together the Israel, which is the spirit, mind. And then once you balance those energies, right, that polarity, right, you're going to tap into your own expression of the L, which is the God within you. Okay. So you'll be an expression of the divine in manifestation. I hope that makes sense, right? So you come down here to have this experience, and you growing up your own Jacob's ladder, right? Learning those heartfelt lessons, and you sharing your experiences with people. You teaching people how to fish, not to buy fish from you, right? Right. So, and that's what it's all about. So to keep you in that heart chakra, guys, let's talk about these truths. We again, these 7 hermetic principles are 7. You got mentalism, correspondence, vibration. That's what we're talking about today. Polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. And also to keep you in your heart chakra while you climb in Jacob's ladder, right, on your own hero's journey. These are your core values. You know what I'm saying? So again, this is not religion. Just to keep you operating in your heart chakra, right? You know, because you want to, lift people up, right? So it's all about, and these principles are, it's an ancient system of morals and values that's going to help guide your thoughts and your behavior as you navigate in your own matrix reality, okay? Like a video game, like a multiplayer video game, right? So long as you operate in truth, right? Based on fact, honesty, integrity, justice, your state of fairness and lawful judgment, right? 3, righteousness, a state of consistent good conduct. 4, reciprocity, what goes around comes around. Then you got balance and equal distribution of weight. 6, order, the correct sequence of thought and action, not action then thought, right? Then we got 7, one accord or pleasing arrangement, working together. You know what I'm saying? You in alignment, divine alignment, okay? Because you know who you are and why you're here on the planet at this time. So the world is equally divided between good and evil. So your next move is going to tilt the scale in either direction. So are you going to lift people up? Are you going to read these books, or those books that you know you need to read that they've been hiding from you, right? Because they don't want you to come into knowledge of self, because you won't need them anymore, right? Because you can do for yourself. I hope that makes sense. So as you increase your overall energy, frequency, and vibration, you're going to realize, like, hey, I'm not separate from the universe. It's all about levels of consciousness, right? Going from that lower nature, the ego, all the way up to the enlightened state, right? So speaking of which, that's when we talk about those 4 phases of matter, right? And that's in that physical plane. Then you reach your own fire within, tapping into your emotion, and then tapping into your divine mind. So that's when you go from that terrestrial to the celestial state, right? And speaking of which, you're gonna, the ego isn't a bad thing, right? It's all about using the, your ego, to your advantage, right? And also your ego, love to work with you. Give it a job, right? I use my ego as a teaching tool, or my shadow as a teaching tool. When I bump my head a couple times, I don't mind, expressing my ego, to show like, hey, I learned some lessons this way. Okay, are you listening to me? Right? So, but the ego is letting you know that, hey, things are done to me. Like, hey, I'm not responsible for that. I'm not accountable for that. And then as you level up, you like, hey, let me start doing some soul searching here, right? You reach that linear mind. Things are done by me. Right? And then as you level up, you tap into your heart chakra, and you like, man, when I know better, I'm gonna do better. That's that spiritual reality, right? That's when you realize like the divine is expressing itself through you. All right, you are not separate from the divine. You are an expression, so things are done through you, right? And then you're gonna reach knowledge of self, and you're gonna hit that God particle, right, of self within you, and that's your enlightened state. And things are done as me, because you are co-creating your reality. Okay, so vibration is that polarity between spirit and matter, right? Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. At the moment of at most fundamental level, the universe and everything which comprises it is purely vibratory energy, okay, manifesting itself in different ways. Okay, so the universe has no solidity as such. Matter is merely an energy in a state of vibration. All right, this is the law, cosmic pendulum here. Okay, and we'll talk more about that in a later presentation. So Hermeticism is the science of nature hidden in the hieroglyphics that we talked about and symbols of the ancient world. It is the search for the principle of life, because we want to know why are we here, and what can we do to make this world a better place, right? For just you and me. All right, so along with everybody has this dream, for those who have not achieved it yet, of accomplishing that great work that we hear about so much, right? Everybody want to accomplish that great work, because we all have a purpose and a destiny to fulfill. Okay, if you want to do it again on another cycle, right? Who want to do that? No, but overall, that is the reproduction by man of the divine, the natural fire which creates and recreates being. So the reproduction of life, that is the real divine essence. Okay, so again, nothing is dead per se. Even though this body is a vehicle, the flesh is still vibrating. Okay, it gets recycled. Nothing gets wasted here. Okay, so as we get ready to lead on out, I'm gonna give you my takeaways and get you guys out of here. All right, spirit is at one end of the pole, right? And the other pole being, certain extremely gross forms of matter like we have here. So between these poles are millions upon millions of different, rates of modes of vibration. Okay, and as you can see, we live in a realm of nothing more than energy, frequency, and vibration. All right, raise your vibration up. Where are you vibrating at right now? All right, so you can come into all the material items, clothes, friends, and money. That stuff don't even matter. You're gonna reach a level like, man, especially when people leave your life, they die off or pass away, you start to, really looking at life and reflecting, what I'm saying? What does this stuff really mean if I don't know who I am? What am I supposed to do? Okay, so sometimes you got to sit with yourself. That's why knowledge of self is more important and longer lasting, and you can duplicate that. So if you don't learn anything else, that's why I'm covering the basic walkthrough with these 7 Hermetic principles. Okay, so there's a good side, not so good side to everything, but there's always a neutral ground. So it's always, basically just being able to see, both sides, and there's always that neutral ground. Okay, that divine mediator. Okay, but I'm here to remind you, don't focus so much on one aspect of yourself. It's all about balancing your own polarity so you can be, that one force, so you can, actually get those results that you need so you can have that balance in your life. So let me slow down. Okay, so if you want to learn a bit more, Ralph Smart on YouTube, he can walk you through. And also Brother Freeman, he does, he has some presentations on YouTube too, I think through Serious Times. They have some presentations with Brother Freeman, probably walking through vibration. He does different sounds. Okay, so look that up. Okay, I'm not going to do all the work, but look him up on YouTube, Brother Freeman, and also Ralph Smart. He'll walk through these 7 Hermetic principles. Okay, all right, so let's close things out when it comes to vibration and this philosophy of Hermetics. Okay, so according to the teaching, this info in this book is for those who are really ready for instruction and will attract the attention of such as prepared to receive the teachings. So what does it mean, Chris? It means when the pupil is ready to receive the truth, your own personal truth, because you've been listening to your own inner voice, your own energy, these books gonna pop up in your reality, and you're gonna be able to discern of, for yourself, right, to figure out like what's your own personal truth. Okay, long story short, so such is the law. So the 7 Hermetic principles upon which the entire Hermetic philosophy is based are as follows. So today we were talking about the principle of vibration. So on your hero's journey, don't believe nothing or agree with anything I'm saying. I'm just sharing my experience with you because these things have helped my life tremendously, especially when I knew what they were. I was doing them, blindly, right? I had my own system, but I didn't know they had a name. So I didn't know they had a Hermetic name. All right, so what am I saying? Test things out and focus on your lane. Okay, so the principle of vibration basically embodies the truth that, again, everything is in motion, everything vibrates, nothing is at rest. There are facts, these are facts that modern science endorses, in which each new scientific discovery tends to verify. Especially when you look at things on a high-powered microscope, you'll realize like nothing is at rest. Everything is vibrating. Okay. All right, so the master of ancient Egypt, Kemet, articulated, they spoke this out into existence because they knew they could speak. Once they lowered their vibration to the point of, actually projecting sound, that's what we did, you know what I'm saying? So they articulated Hermetic principles thousands of years ago. This manifestation of matter, energy, and mind, and even spirit results largely from varying rates of vibration. Okay, so from the all, which is pure spirit, down to the grossest form of matter, all is in vibration. So the higher the vibration, the higher position on the scale, as you can see here. Okay, so the vibration of spirit is at such a infinite rate of intensity and rapidity, right, that it is practically at rest, just as a rapidly moving wheel seems to be motionless. We see this all the time when we're riding on the highway where a car is going so fast it almost looks like the tires are not spinning, right? That's what I'm talking about. So on the other end of the scale, there are forms of matter which are very slow vibration that pretty much appear to be at risk, like a leaf on the ground that fell off the tree. But between these poles, there are myriads of varying degrees of vibration. Corpuscles, electrons, atom, molecule, world, universes, energy, form, spirit, spiritual, and the mental plane. Especially the mental plane is very dependent on vibration. Remember that. Everything is in motion. So basically, my biggest takeaway, just having a better understanding of this principle with the appropriate formulas will enable you, right, to control your own mental vibration and those of others. Because once you come into a certain amount of knowledge of how to get out of a certain situation, basically you're doing your kind of like alchemy. You're making the best out of the worst. Okay, so you're not gonna focus on being. You can't be happy and sad at the same time frame. So you basically still using the principle of polarity. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about raising your vibration, so you can get those results in your life, because that's what you're going to attract. What you focus on grows. So guys, this has been my own personal takeaways when it comes to principle number 3 of vibration. Again, Ralph Smart, Brothers Freeman L on YouTube. They'll walk you through a couple of things here, but we'll be back with our next presentation when it comes to the principle polarity. Okay, and as always, Earth is a school. Our purpose and mission require to learn a whole bunch of life lessons to gain that experience and knowledge for our soul growth. So if you've been doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, it's not going to happen. You need new information to get new results, but you got to test things out and take action. So as you level up and apply these 7 Hermetic principles in your life, right, and start figuring out what works best for you, okay, and by you using these 7 Hermetic principles, you no longer have to operate on blind faith. You'll be in sync with the universe within you. Okay, you'll figure out your own ebb and flow. So as you level up, please help people to help themselves. Okay, don't charge them for information. Information is meant to be free, because when you really help somebody, they don't mind donating or giving you some kind of compensation. It's called the law of compensation. So what's going to happen is, once you feel compelled enough, you're going to even say thank you, Chris, or donate to the channel. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I like to add value first, and then on the back end, if you appreciate the information that I'm providing for you, and you can see the value, hey, drop a thank you, hit the thumbs up, and also you can donate. Give from your heart, cause and effect, okay? But we'll be back with another presentation soon. This is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. Take care of yourself, love yourself, leave no stone unturned. Until next time, stay grateful and focused, fam. Peace.